Tamaki Kanata, after an untimely death, reincarnated as the weakest goblin, Goboru. However, Goboru retains his past life memories, undergoes unique evolutions, and gains strength from eating. In this alternate world where only the strongest survive, Goboru navigates through events with capable subordinates and comrades, creating a captivating tale where the underdog rises. Welcome to RyuAnime, your ultimate hub for anime updates, recaps, and insights. Join us on our journey starting from level 1 as we unveil the world of Monster. Tamaki Kanata meets a grim end and awakens surrounded by green infants, realizing he's become one of them, a green goblin. Despite his initial shock, he embraces his new life, growing rapidly and resolving to forge his path. With an elder goblin's guidance, they begin their journey, hunting for survival. Kanata allies with Gibokichi, the largest of the goblin youths, and they hunt together, discovering Kanata's latent ESP ability inherited from his previous life. This ability allows him to gain traits from consumed items, proving valuable in a world filled with dangerous creatures. The next day, Goblin joins Goboru and Gibokichi on a hunting trip, impressed by their previous success with the rabbit's horn. However, their plans are disrupted by rain, forcing them to postpone the hunt until the following day. Meanwhile, Goboru examines their supplies and considers crafting a new weapon. During this exploration, he discovers a group of imprisoned human women, leading to a confrontation with the elder goblin, Goboji. Goboru learns about the importance of leveling up, with reaching level 100 potentially leading to evolution. However, Goboji warns that such a feat is rare among goblins. The trio, accompanied by Gombi, embark on a successful hunting trip, honing their teamwork and gaining new skills. In the following days, they continue their routine hunts, preparing their equipment. However, their exploration into a cave results in Goboru acquiring additional abilities, requiring Gombi's intervention to rescue him. Reflecting on their encounters, Goboru prioritizes hunting for sustenance, sharing his insights with the other goblins. Both Goboru and Gibokichi experience noticeable growth, with Gibokichi testing his newfound strength against Goboru, realizing he's outmatched. Leveraging his venomous abilities, Goboru enhances their hunts, teaching the others and earning praise from his companions. A tragic event unfolded when all of the women of the human tribe took their own lives, likely driven by a profound sense of despair. In the aftermath, the Goboru from a surviving generation took charge. Amid his training regimen, he absorbed the skills of fallen adversaries, including a peculiar technique, only to realize there were goblin raiders and patriarchs of their lineage. Despite their inherent drive to procreate, Goboru felt uneasy about their predatory nature. Expressing concern for the safety of the human women, Goboru faced resistance from a goblin aggressor, but he found support among his peers. With Osato and Hopsei intervening, Goboru subdued the assailant, inadvertently revealing his newfound ability to produce spider silk, a marvel to the villagers. Embraced as their leader, he pledged to shield the women from harm and vowed to eventually return them to their kin, lifting their spirits. Assuming his leadership role, Goboru prioritized communal activities over hunting, fostering unity. As the days passed, he orchestrated group exercises, fostering camaraderie among the villagers. However, on the 31st day amidst a rainy night, raiders threatened the safety of the human woman, prompting a confrontation. But Goboru was quick to rescue them, and he killed him in just the presence of the other goblin. Then they went hunting, though the Tri-Horse was thought to be taken down, but eventually it was defeated, which added a new ability to Goboru. At night, while he was sleeping, the girl with the red hair came to sleep next to him, due to the incident that happened last night. By the time he woke up, he saw Gobmi had climbed into his bed, sleeping the opposite of him. His arms were aching because the both of them had slept on it. Gob had taken the responsibility of carrying the gear, gradually evolving into a hobgoblin. Various goblin captains were delegated tasks during the training sessions. Consequently, Goboru opted to delegate training duties to these captains and ventured northward into the forest. Recalling Goboji's warning about the northern woods, Goboru proceeded cautiously. While traversing the dense foliage, he encountered a formidable red bear, poised to strike. Despite the challenge it presented, Goboru emerged victorious, consuming the bear's flesh and gaining a newfound ability in the process. Goboru transformed, gaining a new ability that altered his physical appearance. Goboji recognized the change, acknowledging Goboru's conquest of the Master of the Northern Woods, which had transformed him into an ogre-like figure, instilling fear in the human women. One of the women marveled at Goboru's adept use of the axe she had crafted, prompting her to share her own experience with a spirit stone used to fashion a knife. As Goboru visited each woman in turn, he encountered the alchemist among them, observing her preparations. Initially wary, the alchemist, upon realizing Goboru's trustworthiness, akin to Goboru, shifted her intentions from defense to protection. Goboru found himself spending more time consoling the girl than anticipated. On the 36th day, his usual afternoon sparring session was postponed. Instead, Gombi and Habasato ventured out for a hunt, while Gob discovered a spirit stone that became a cherished possession. The short-haired redhead focused on her training. The following day, amidst a casual lunch, Gob sought assistance in carrying a bloodied carbuncle, prompting Goboru to attempt healing. Upon learning of the carbuncle's plight, Gobbledo discovered its true value, its 4-head gem worth a staggering sum. The carbuncle revealed its connection to a legendary mage named Velvet, the guardian of an ancient treasury. Attacked by humans, the carbuncle's life-sustaining core was damaged, ensuring its imminent demise. The hidden treasure, purportedly brimming with legendary artifacts collected by Velvet through his lifetime, held the key to its survival. Accompanied by his fellow goblins, Gobbledo cautiously traversed the opening inadvertently created by Gob. Initially advising Gobokichi and the others to remain concealed, he attempted to negotiate. However, upon entering the treasury chamber, he faced a group of armed men ready for confrontation. Rising to the challenge, Gobbledo emerged victorious, acquiring a new skill in the process. Led to the heart of the treasury, Gobbledo found himself alone as the carbuncle vanished, leaving behind its valuable gem. Similarly, the treasury's master disappeared, transforming into a bracelet that Gobbledo donned on his wrist, an act interpreted as relinquishing possessions deemed unnecessary. After completing the task, Gobbledo hosted a festive gathering, where the goblins enjoyed feasting, drinking, and even celebrating. Alongside the blacksmith, he distributed items from the treasury's collection to the hobgoblins, enhancing their arsenal. Integrating a vermilion spear and the newfound bracelet into his weaponry, Gobbledo now possessed 3 legendary artifacts. Subsequently, the group gathered ingredients for a bear stew, benefiting from improved skills and teamwork during hunting expeditions. A skirmish ensued to determine hobgoblin ranks. At dawn, Gobbledo embarked alone into the mountains, tracking elusive prey. Venturing through the woods, he encountered seductive dryads, succumbing to their pleasures for hours. Later, while refreshing himself at a lakeside waterfall, he fended off an ambush by lizardmen. It was revealed that 2 goblins displayed potential as mages, leading to their immediate transfer to Hope-Sai's team. Meanwhile, Gombi's perplexed state prompted inquiries among his peers. The alchemist, noticing his allure, attempted to seduce him, catching the attention of Gombi and the other human women. Gobbledo noticed a gradual improvement in his searching abilities, enabling him to identify familiar races and assess their strength. Sensing an imminent event, he discovered that the noble elves sought their assistance, offering rewards. However, wary of their true motives, Gobbledo declined and swiftly subdued one elf who posed a threat, causing the others to flee. Delving into the woods, he hunted gray slimes, enhancing his abilities, including auto-replication, which heightened his self-awareness. Meanwhile, Gombi and his companions recovered clothing stained with Gobbledo's blood, serving as emergency transmitters. Upon the elves' return, Gobbledo initiated a decisive attack, compelling them to surrender. He announced a battle between the elves and goblins, instructing the defeated elves to relinquish their weapons and magical items, intending to hold them as prisoners. As tensions mounted, Gobokichi reached level 100 and sparred with Gobbledo to gauge his strength, revealing himself as a formidable rival. Later fatigued from intense training, Gobbledo was approached by Gob, who directed him to meet the 4 new hobgoblins assessed by the alchemist. One displayed mage potential, while another showed promise as a cleric. Introducing himself as Goboji, the cleric pledged to utilize his skills for healing. Hope-Sai underwent a significant evolution, awakening as a half-spell lord within the Lord family, showcasing her newfound power to Gobbledo and hinting at further evolution into a spell lord. In celebration, Gobbledo gifted her appropriate equipment. Meanwhile, Gobbledo and Gibokichi encountered deserters from the village during a hunting trip. The next day, Gobbledo discovered a human slain by an orc while searching for wood, swiftly dispatching the assailant. Later that evening, the alchemist presented Gobbledo with a long-awaited brew. Following the departure of the previous generations of goblins, Gobbledo addressed the villagers, offering those who wished to leave the option to do so. A period of peace followed this announcement. Gobbledo began crafting earrings infused with his blood, successfully testing and mass-producing them for everyone. On the same day, Gob hunted and killed a tri-horse, prompting Gobbledo to use his monster tamer ability to bring the horse back to life. The next day, a wolf was provided for the amusement of the human woman. A significant revelation occurred when Gobbledo encountered the short-haired redhead, who revealed her job as an Eeyore soldat, reliant on consuming monsters for survival. On day 60, despite his improved search abilities, Gobbledo struggled to identify a threat, awaiting assistance from the Colobos. They encountered a magically animated skeleton resistant to attacks, suspected as a signaler behind the onslaught, and engaged in battle, emerging victorious against the horde. Accompanied by Gibokichi, Gobbledo ventured into unfamiliar territory on a hunting trip. Their routine was disrupted when they encountered 12 armed human soldiers, prompting a pursuit. Discovering the soldiers' plot to abduct the daughter of the elvish chieftain, they intervened just in time to rescue her from harm. Capturing the soldiers, they learned of the imminent attack by the human army. Gobbledo absorbed the soldiers' abilities before their capture. Upon awakening, the chieftain's daughter was disoriented and fearful. Gobbledo escorted her back to her village, engaging in discussions about elves and their society along the way. Upon arrival, tensions arose as an elf prepared to attack Gobbledo, but the chieftain's daughter intervened, recounting his heroic actions. Grateful for his intervention, the chieftain rewarded Gobbledo with their family treasure, Failnaught, despite his admission of expecting a reward. Nevertheless, Goboru shared a valuable intelligence about the army's movements, earning the chieftain's gratitude. In exchange for crucial intelligence, the elf chieftain generously bestowed mithril equipment upon Goboru, who reciprocated with spirit stone knives and magical shovels. Their bond solidified further as they exchanged parting gifts. Meanwhile, Gombe underwent a drastic transformation into a dire vampire, accompanied by the emergence of 8 new hobgoblins. Goboru noted their enhanced abilities and recognized familiar traits in Gombe's facial features. Additionally, Gobe and Osato ascended to become half Earth and half Blood Lords, respectively showcasing augmented powers. Goboji renamed them to mark their evolution. With an impending conflict with humans looming, the elves pledged support to Goboru and his allies, recognizing the strategic benefits of their alliance. Goboru distributed extra communication earrings and introduced undead creatures into their training regimen, prioritizing sessions for elves and kobolds, while still mindful of their vulnerability to daylight. Leading the goblins into kobold caves, Goboru facilitated intensive preparations, allowing Earth to assume leadership. During hunting with kobolds, Goboru encountered stamp boards. In a candid moment, Gobokichi confessed his affection for Earth, finding relief and joy after expressing his feelings. After a training session, Goboru and his companions ventured on a hunting trip, encountering and defeating an insect monster. During the battle, Goboru underwent a transformation resembling a superhero, equipped with surprisingly resilient armor. Reflecting on his everyday attire seemingly contributed to the exoskeleton's construction. He pondered registration while marveling at his newfound abilities. Amidst the rain, Goboru dedicated the day to crafting, noticing the redhead's progress and fulfilling her request for additional training. He arranged for her to visit the elves, and they enjoyed dinner together, attempting to recreate dishes from Goboru's past life. Later, he met with the alchemist to discuss magical item manufacturing, finding her playful demeanor charming. Elves sought Goboru's aid against the human army, prompting him to prepare for battle alongside his allies. It marked their first significant endeavor together. Goboru continues his evolution and strategic growth. It started with Goboru and his party returning to the Goblin village after a successful hunt. They bring back valuable resources, strengthening their position with the village. Goboru reflects on his increasing power and abilities, considering how best to utilize them for the benefit of the group. During their return, they encounter a human village under attack by a horde of monsters. Despite the risk, Goboru decides to intervene, showcasing his leadership and combat prowess. Its team supports him in fending off the monsters and saving the villagers. The act of heroism earns him the gratitude and potential allies among the humans. Goboru's group faces new challenges, including navigating complex social dynamics with both the goblin and human communities. A cliffhanger, hinting at the larger threat looming on the horizon, setting the stage for the next chapter in their adventure. Goboru and his companions continue to strengthen their alliances and expand their influence. This begins with the group integrating the rescued humans into their goblin village. This integration is not without its challenges, as there are cultural clashes and mistrust on both sides. Goboru takes charge in easing these tensions, demonstrating his diplomatic skills and earning respect from both goblins and humans. He also works on developing new strategies for resource management and defense, ensuring the village's growth and safety. Meanwhile, Goboru continues to evolve, acquiring new abilities that enhance his combat and leadership skills. The episode highlights a significant training session where Goboru and his team hone their skills in preparation for future battles. A mysterious figure is introduced, observing Goboru's village from afar. This figure's intentions are unclear, creating a sense of impending conflict. Goboru and his team prepare for the unknown challenges that lie ahead, hinting at more intense developments in the future. Goboru and his group face new threat opportunities. The episode opens with Goboru scouting the surrounding area to ensure the safety of the village. Despite his exploration, he encounters a group of powerful monsters, hinting at a significant threat nearby. Back at the village, tensions between the goblins and humans continue to simmer, but Goboru's leadership helps maintain fragile peace. He devises a plan to strengthen their defenses and prepares the villagers for potential attacks. Meanwhile, Goboru undergoes further evolution, gaining new abilities to enhance his tactical prowess and combat efficiency. This growth inspires his followers, boosting their morale and confidence in his leadership. It reaches a climax when the mysterious figure from the previous episode finally reveals themselves. This figure, a formidable enemy with unknown motives, challenges Goboru and his group, leading to an intense battle. Goboru's strategic thinking and the combined efforts of his team allow them to hold their ground. But the fight ends on a tense note, leaving viewers eager to see how they'll handle this new adversary. Goboru reflected on the encounter, recognizing they need to further strengthen their alliances and prepare for even greater threats. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all RyuAnime content.